Here's the truth. Over 95% of creative professionals either fearfully skip the home office deduction or make a costly mistake, leaving $3,000 to $5,000 on the table every single year. Stop letting this confusion chip away at your profits. Every month you delay is cash you'll never see again. By the end of this short video, I'll show you the simple, safe way to claim every dollar you're owed. Let's fix this together. Before we dive in, I want to be crystal clear. I'm a financial educator, not a licensed financial advisor. The ideas we talk about here are for educational purposes, to help you build awareness and ask better questions. This isn't personalized financial advice, so please always consult with a qualified professional for your unique situation. Okay, let's get into it. The real reason this deduction feels so intimidating isn't just the rules. It's a deeper conflict that lives inside almost every creative I know. The tension between being an artist and being a business owner. We're taught to see our art as pure, a calling, something separate from the dirty world of commerce. We see our studio, our writing nook, our editing bay, as a sacred space for creation, not a line item on a tax form. This mindset, while noble, is incredibly expensive. When we separate our creative self from our business self, we subconsciously devalue the real-world infrastructure that makes our art possible. We start to believe that tracking expenses or claiming deductions somehow taints the purity of the work. We tell ourselves, I'm a painter, not an accountant, or I'm a writer, not a CEO. This internal story makes us feel like an imposter when we try to claim a legitimate business expense. It feels like we're trying to get away with something, rather than simply using the tools available to every other small business owner in the country. We end up treating our creative career like a hobby in the eyes of the tax code, and we pay the price for it year after year. But what if the very act of treating your creative space like a business is actually the highest form of respect you can pay to your art? What if there's a timeless principle that successful creators have used for centuries to protect and fund their life's work? That principle is this. Your business is the vessel that protects your art. Think of it like a greenhouse built for a rare, precious plant. That plant is your creative gift, your unique voice. You could, of course, plant it out in the open field, and for a season, it might even flourish. But it will be forever at the mercy of the elements. The sudden drought of new clients, the torrential downpour of unexpected expenses, the freezing winds of an economic downturn, or the slow, creeping pest of burnout. A single harsh season could wipe it out for good. The most enduring creators in history understood this. They weren't just brilliant artists. They were wise gardeners of their own talent. They built their own greenhouses. They secured patrons. They incorporated their studios. They managed their finances with intention. They built a structure, a vessel, that allowed them to do their life's work without being constantly derailed by the chaos of the outside world. This structure didn't limit their art, it liberated it. It gave them the freedom to experiment, to fail, to take risks, and to create from a place of security instead of a place of desperation. This is the powerful reframe we've been missing. The spreadsheets, the tax forms, the business bank account. These are not the antithesis of creativity. They are the glass panes and steel beams of your greenhouse. They create a protected, stable environment where your talent can not only survive, but reach its fullest potential. When you see it this way, the entire dynamic shifts. Claiming the home office deduction is no longer a dirty commercial act that taints your art. It becomes a profound act of stewardship. You're not just saving on taxes, you are reinforcing the walls of your creative sanctuary. You're regulating the temperature, ensuring the light gets in, and providing the nourishment your work needs to flourish year after year. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's not about trading your artist's soul for a CEO's playbook. It's about honoring the reality that for your art to have a sustainable impact, it needs a resilient structure to hold it. A career is a marathon, and this principle of the protected vessel is what gives you the endurance to go the distance. To make this principle of the protected space even more tangible, let's use an analogy from a world we all understand as creators. Think about a master painter preparing a canvas. Before a single drop of color is mixed, there is a crucial, non-negotiable process. They stretch the linen taut, hammer in the keys, and methodically apply layer after layer of gesso, sanding between each one. This isn't the art part. It's not the part that gets displayed in a gallery. It's quiet, structural, and some might even call it tedious. But every master knows this preparation is everything. It's what prevents the final painting from cracking and fading over time. It creates the perfect, luminous surface that allows the colors to appear as the artist truly intends. Without this structural work, the most brilliant brushstroke is built on a foundation of sand, destined to fail. The financial side of your creative practice, bookkeeping, tracking mileage, and yes, claiming your home office, is your gesso. It is the unglamorous, invisible preparation that gives your creative work a stable surface to live on. It's the archival quality primer that ensures your life's work can not only be created, but that it can endure through every season of your career. It's not separate from your art. It's the foundation that holds it. So the real question isn't about learning the tax rules, but something deeper. What would it take to start seeing this structural work, not as a distraction from your art, but as a fundamental part of creating it? It takes a conscious decision. The decision to graduate from the identity of an artist who happens to earn money to that of a creative professional who runs a business. This isn't about selling out, it's about buying into the long-term sustainability of your own work. The first identity is passive. It waits for inspiration, it hopes for clients, and it reacts to financial reality with stress and avoidance. The second identity is active. It builds systems, it seeks opportunity, and it engages with financial reality as a co-creator of a stable career. This is the shift that changes everything. You are the CEO of your own creative enterprise. Your art is the incredible product, but the business is the delivery system, the support structure, and the engine that funds the next creation. And a good CEO would never willfully ignore a standard, legitimate tool that could strengthen the entire operation. That's what the home office deduction is, a standard operating procedure for a well-run business, just like sending an invoice or backing up your work. When you truly inhabit this role of the creative professional, the fear and imposter syndrome simply can't survive. The shift, then, is from seeing business as an adversary to your art, to embracing it as its most powerful and necessary ally. It's about taking radical ownership of your entire career, not just the parts that happen in the studio. So let's bring this all together. Let's distill this journey, from the internal conflict to this empowered new identity, into a clear blueprint you can use starting today. So here is the blueprint in 2 simple steps. First, you release the idea that business is the enemy of your art, and, instead, see it as the very structure that gives your creativity the freedom to thrive. Second, you consciously step into your role as the CEO of your creative enterprise. This isn't about changing who you are, it's about owning the full scope of what you do. It's the powerful shift from hoping your career works out to intentionally building it to last. I'm truly curious, what is one small action you can take this week to honor the business side of your creative work? Share it with us in the comments below. And if you're ready to continue building a resilient foundation for your art, make sure you subscribe. We're laying down the next piece of your creator's blueprint in every single video.